Trudeau expands government by 30%. And not only that, are they hiring more auditors to come after you and me, of course. So let's get right into this. Okay, Ottawa's pandemic hiring boom adds billions to federal payroll, 35,000 new jobs, 12% growth over 2 years of severe sickness, lockdowns. I mean, what are they planning? Let's get into some of the details of what it's costing us. In fiscal 2021, Ottawa spent $59.62 billion on personnel costs, including salaries, pensions, benefits, and overtime, an increase of $4.438 billion from the prior financial year. Payroll costs for 2022 likely increased by a smaller amount, although the final figure won't be available until the public accounts are published in December. I mean, that is just insane. $59 billion. And when you dig into the nuance of how much this is costing per employee, it's going to make a lot of people on this live stream really sick. So let's see, this shows as well how since Trudeau's took office, you've gone from 257,034 people in government to 335,957, and we're not even talking about CBC and all these other government outfits as well. So it's just a complete joke. I mean, just look at that chart and you can actually see from 2010 to 2015, government actually got smaller during Harper's term. So I think that's really interesting, and it's just gone parabolic since obviously Trudeau's in charge. And, you know, bigger government, more power, more control. Is that really what you want? But that's what you're getting. And government is so inefficient. It's just so bad at doing things. It's unbelievable. When the government does anything, it is done 10 times worse than the private sector normally. And with the same level of corruption, let's be honest. So the bulk of the pandemic era hiring occurred across just 4 government departments. The CRA, charged with administering the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy, that was the biggest of all of the programs that the government did and the most widely used. There's even a tool online you can go and see how many companies claimed the Canada Emergency Wage Benefit. Some of these massive corporations that were doing stock buybacks at the same time. I mean, it's just a complete joke, and you know, nobody wants to talk about that anymore. And we're going to get onto what the head of the CRA just said, which I think is disgusting. But if you think about that, they grew by 10,000 employees during this time, the CRA. Well, what's going to happen to those employees, obviously, after their term is up? Administering this, they're probably going to be auditing you, they're going to be auditing me, they're going to be doing all these other jobs for the CRA. And you know, if you've ever been audited, then you know the process is just like putting pins in your eyes. It's like dealing with children at the CRA. They are so terrible to deal with. No matter if you give them what they want, they will ask for more. They don't understand even when you write it in plain English. I mean, it's an absolute joke, and obviously I've been through that process more than once, actually, unfortunately. So it's just kind of crazy. Employment and Social Development Canada, which is responsible for passport processing and Service Canada office, added 8,500 positions. Immigration added 1,750 people, so 1,750. And isn't that interesting that, you know, with all these immigration targets that they keep putting out and everything else, they only added 1,750 people to do that. I mean, you know, people who haven't been through the immigration process like myself just don't understand what a joke it is when you hear these numbers. And even immigration consultants have commented on this channel and said what a joke their targets really are. And yeah, the Public Health Agency of Canada added 1,900 jobs as well. And that says increased by almost a third since 2015. But this is really the thing that shocked me. That doesn't even include crown corporations such as Canada Post, Via Rail, CBC, the Bank of Canada. The working of government have made the rapid expansion of the federal bureaucracy difficult to track, says Page. The overall picture of what's happening to the public sector, how many employees, what's the wage bill, it's pretty much buried, said Page. No one is really monitoring this. Yeah, I totally agree. Back in 2012, when Page was still working for Parliament, he prepared a report that found the average public servant cost taxpayers more than $114,000 a year in total compensation, which is just unbelievable when you really think of that. It really is. That is a lot of money. And it's just kind of crazy. The growth of federal wages and benefits have outpaced both inflation and other private and public employers for 13 years running. Just a joke. The most recent figure available from the Office of the Parliamentary Budget Officer for the 2019 fiscal year puts the average cost at $121,000. Just kind of crazy. And then I wanted to show you this just real quickly. CRA jobs are open across Canada and some pay almost $100,000 with no university degree required. You know, it's kind of hilarious because when you look into auditors, for example, you can get that job with just a degree, but with no experience in accounting or anything like that. And believe me, it shows when it comes to them. But there's going to be, my accountant actually said last year that there has been an exponential increase in the amount of people getting audited. So if you haven't been audited, you're probably going to get audited sooner or later because they've increased their workforce a lot. And be prepared to pull your hair out during that process. That's all I'll say. And then this has just come out literally today. CRA head Hamilton says no review of $15 billion in sevaceous sickness payments to ineligible recipients. I nearly said it. I probably triggered myself out now. But isn't that kind of crazy when you think about it? So the CRA head is saying, no, we're not going to review about the $15 billion that we sent to just random people. You know, for all we know, the government could have been paying people off. It could be, where did the money go? We have no idea. It could have gone outside of the country. It probably did. It's just a joke, really. 15 billion. We're not talking about a small amount of money here. And they're just saying, don't worry about it. We'll just let that one slide. Really annoys me. And doesn't it annoy you? Let me know in the comments. So it's absolutely crazy when you look at these kind of things that are happening. When you look at how the government has just expanded, it is unbelievable that this has happened. And the government service quality has gone downhill. It's gone downhill at a rapid pace. So the quality of government services that you're getting is going down whilst the workforce goes up, and it's way outpacing population growth. Population growth is 7% between 2015 and now. So the population's grown by 7% and the government workforce has grown by over 30%. So what is going on? Obviously, the bureaucracy and the efficiency of the government is just so terrible that the services have gone downhill too, which is just unbelievable. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you might like this one here. You might also like this one here. I will see you later this weekend. Have a great one. Bye-bye.